She thought it was just an interview. But what Jackie Christie got was a public execution of her entire marriage on live TV. 20 years of loyalty shattered in seconds. And when the wedding footage played, the world stopped breathing. Now, Jackie isn't crying. She's declaring war. And trust me, you're gonna want to see how this ends. They told Jackie Christie it would be a simple sit-down, just a reflective interview. A chance to honor 20 years of marriage, loyalty, and growth. No drama, no surprises, just lights, camera, healing. But what she got was nothing short of a televised ambush, a betrayal wrapped in production value and fed to the world, frame by frame. Jackie sat under the glare of studio lights, poised and glowing at least on the surface. Her voice trembled with emotion as she opened up about her life with Doug Christie. 2 decades of standing by his side. Fame, failure, family fallouts. She poured out stories of sacrifice and devotion, of giving up her name and identity for what she thought was eternal love. This was her moment, her truth. But just as she found her rhythm, the energy in the room shifted. A producer, mid-command into his earpiece, stiffened and suddenly bolted off set. Jackie paused, her instincts flaring. "Everything okay?" she asked lightly, trying to push down the unease tightening in her chest. Moments later, the producer returned with a thick manila envelope. His face was pale, eyes clouded. Without a word, he handed it to the host, who stepped forward and gently addressed the audience. "Ladies and gentlemen, we've just received footage that we need to share." "Jackie, I'm sorry." Before she could respond, the screen behind her lit up, and there, playing for millions to see, was the unthinkable Doug Christie, standing in a Las Vegas chapel, dressed in a sharp suit. Across from him stood Malaysia Pargo, radiant in white, smiling like betrayal was the sweetest victory. The footage was grainy but unmistakable. They laughed, they kissed, they exchanged rings and vows. A ceremony, a wedding, dated 2 weeks ago. The air vanished from the room. Jackie's body froze. Her hands began to tremble. Her breath caught in her throat. "No, no, this can't be real," she whispered. Her voice, once strong and steady, broke into disbelief. "He promised me, he said she was nothing, just a fling. He told me I was the only one he'd ever marry." And just like that, 20 years of history crumbled in seconds. Jackie rose from her seat, her face a storm of pain and fury. She tore the mic from her lapel and shouted, "Call my lawyer. I'm not walking away from this. I'm burying both of them, and I'm doing it live." Before she could storm off set, another host stepped forward cautiously, clutching a second envelope. "Jackie," he murmured, "there's more you need to see." Inside was the final blow, a signed sealed marriage certificate. Legal, binding, undeniable. Jackie didn't cry. Her tears had dried long before this moment. What filled her now wasn't heartbreak, it was vengeance. Every camera kept rolling. Every gasp from the audience echoed the storm brewing inside her. She was no longer the betrayed wife. She was the woman ready to burn it all down. Vegas wasn't ready. Doug wasn't ready. And Malaysia. She had no idea the fire she had just lit, because Jackie Christie wasn't just hurt. She was ready for war. It wasn't just a secret, it was legal. Jackie Christie sat still as the weight of it crashed down. Her jaw clenched, eyes narrowing as it all registered. Doug had married Malaysia legally without so much as a divorce or a conversation. No closure, no respect, no decency. Her face burned with betrayal. "He made me look like a damn fool," she said, rising to her feet, eyes now locked on the cameras. Her voice grew louder, trembling with fury. "I want the world to hear me. Doug Christie just spat on 20 years of marriage. And Malaysia. That woman was supposed to be my friend. My colleague. We broke bread together. She looked me in the eye while driving the knife into my back." Backstage, Doug's PR team scrambled, but it was already too late. Social media had detonated like wildfire. Within minutes, hashtags like hashtag Doug Dirty Christie, hashtag Malaysia HOMEWRECKER, and hashtag Justice for Jackie were trending across platforms. The audience in the live studio was in tears. One woman shouted, "Jackie, we got your back." Another hurled a bouquet onto the stage, yelling, "This is your funeral, Doug." But Jackie. She wasn't crying, she was calculating. "This isn't heartbreak," she said coolly. "This is war." She turned her rage into resolve. "I gave that man my soul. Now I'm taking his reputation. I want the court. I want custody. I want every damn contract with his name on it. He's not walking away clean. Suddenly, her assistant rushed the stage, holding out a phone, voice trembling. "Jackie, your lawyer's on the line. She's ready to file, and there's more." Jackie's eyes sharpened. "More?" The assistant nodded gravely. "Malaysia's prenup is void. And last week, Doug transferred joint property into her name. Assets, cars, even your Malibu home." The crowd gasped. Jackie's knees buckled for a second, but she caught herself, fists clenched. "That snake used my trust to rob me blind." Then the final blow dropped. A leaked audio clip played live on air. Doug's voice filled the room. "Once Jackie's out of the way, we'll run this town, baby. She's too emotional, too controlling. We'll build our own empire." Jackie's face turned to stone. Cold, controlled. "I hope you're watching this, Doug," she snarled directly into the camera. "Because when I'm done with you, you'll wish you never said I do to anyone." The host tried to break for commercial. Jackie refused. "No," she said. "Let this play. Let the world see what a real woman does when she's been betrayed." The audience was stunned. Phones lit up nationwide. Bloggers, fans, former basketball wives, all with eyes on Jackie. But none of them had the mic she held in that moment. She raised her hand, commanding silence with a single gesture. "You stole my love, my life, my legacy. But baby," she said with piercing calm, "I'm taking everything back with interest." And with that, she walked off set, disappearing into the shadows, headed straight for her lawyer and for revenge. The second that footage aired, Jackie wasn't just betrayed, she was emotionally assassinated. The energy in the room shifted from grief to disbelief. The producers froze. Camera crews didn't know where to aim. Hosts fumbled with their earpieces, and Jackie stood like a phoenix in the ashes of her marriage. Her silence wasn't weakness, it was strategy. She ripped off her mic like she was breaking her final chain. "So this is love," she muttered. "This is how you honor 20 years with a Vegas drive-thru and a dress." One host stepped in. "Jackie, please. We didn't know." But she cut him off without hesitation. "Don't lie. You knew. All of you knew. This industry feeds on my pain and packages it for views. Well, guess what? You want a show? Let's give them a damn show." 10 minutes later, the entire internet was on fire. Hashtags exploded. Hashtag Vegas vows. Hashtag Doug betrayed Jackie. Hashtag Malaysia, HOMEWRECKER. An Instagram live caught Jackie pacing in a parking lot, phone pressed to her ear. "Get my lawyer. Now this isn't just divorce, it's war." Meanwhile, across town, Doug and Malaysia were spotted having brunch on a rooftop terrace, sipping mimosas like nothing had happened. Malaysia wore a diamond necklace with a bold, smug pendant. But things were about to get darker. According to court documents unsealed days later, this Vegas wedding wasn't spontaneous. It had been planned for over a year. Emails, bookings, bank statements. Evidence traced secret trips, chapel rehearsals under fake names. Mr. and Mrs. Daniels. Even hush money paid to venue staff to keep the ceremony under wraps. But the cruelest detail, Jackie's joint bank account had been used to pay for the wedding. Her money, the same account where her reality TV royalties were deposited, the same card she used to fund Doug's basketball rehab. She paid for her own betrayal. That evening, Jackie went live again. No makeup, no filters, just scars and fury. "I want every woman listening to hear me," she said. "I gave Doug everything, my body, my loyalty, my money, my life. And he gave my crown to a side chick who couldn't even keep her last marriage together. You think this ends here? Nah, this just turned biblical. Eye for an eye. Betrayal for betrayal." By now, social media had melted down. VH1 producers rushed to release a statement claiming they had no prior knowledge of the affair. But behind the scenes, crew members leaked to blogs that they'd seen Malaysia sneaking into Doug's trailer while Jackie filmed confessionals. And if that wasn't enough, Doug's PR team had the audacity to release a wedding photo Doug and Malaysia hand in hand beneath a glowing neon cross that read, "Forever starts here." Jackie reposted it with one chilling caption, "So does hell." Within hours, she filed a restraining order not just against Doug, but Malaysia too, alleging emotional abuse, identity fraud, and psychological warfare. Her lawyer took it even further, filing to freeze all joint assets, the Calabasas mansion, luxury vehicles, production royalties. Even the designer wardrobe Doug wore to every red carpet appearance Jackie got him invited to. Everything. Now frozen. Doug, Christie woke up to a digital disaster. His accounts were frozen, his inbox flooded, and his name trending for all the wrong reasons, while he was still rubbing the sleep from his eyes. Malaysia posted a smug reel twirling in a white bathrobe with the caption, "When your peace becomes legal." #Why Festidus. It wasn't shade. It was a missile, and it landed hard. But what followed was bigger than gossip. The internet transformed into a courtroom. Fans turned into detectives, dissecting old clips, resurfacing interviews, connecting dots. One user found an old 2021 tweet from Jackie that now felt like prophecy. "Doug keeps disappearing to Vegas. Says it's basketball meetings. Feels weird, but I trust him." The trust that once protected him was now being used as evidence against him. Then came the knockout. A former assistant leaked a private audio message from Doug himself. His voice was cold and ungrateful. "Jackie's exhausting. She's more of a manager than a wife. With Malaysia, I feel free." The words sliced through Jackie like a blade. But she didn't crumble. She took to her podcast, her voice shaking with fury. "Exhausting," she spat. "I built you. I covered for you when the league turned its back. I raised your children. You don't get to call me exhorting while I was out here feeding your ego and protecting your damn brand. And Malaysia, you can have him. But you'll choke on what it cost you." By now, the media had named it the Vegas betrayal. Paparazzi crowded outside Jackie's lawyer's office, and bloggers flooded social media with timelines, receipts, and unsealed court documents. Just when it seemed things couldn't spiral further, Jackie went live on her platform. Holding up a flash drive, her voice went ice cold. "This has everything: emails, texts, secret video clips. Them laughing about how easy I was to fool. Y'all want reality TV? Welcome to my reality." Jackie wasn't just hurt, she was detonated from the inside out. The woman who once held the Christie name like a crown was now the face of televised heartbreak. But she refused to be framed as a victim. As soon as the broadcast ended, she ripped off her mic, grabbed her phone, and tried to call Doug. No answer. She texted. No reply. Then, as if mocking her pain, Malaysia posted another Instagram boomerang. A white dress spinning in slow motion with the caption, "When God writes your love story." #Vegas vibes. #wife life. Jackie let out a scream, so guttural it echoed down the hallway. Her phone hit the wall and shattered. Still, silence from Doug. That's when Jackie made a choice. No more shielding. No more image maintenance. If he was going to bury 20 years in a Vegas chapel, then she was going to exhume every lie and set it ablaze. She called her lawyer. Her voice was stone. "I want the prenup invalidated. I want everything we built, every dime, every deal, into my name. And serve that woman before she unpacks from her fake-ass honeymoon." Then she pulled out a box. Dusty, hidden. The kind of box you only open when you're done pretending. Inside were letters, photos, contracts, emails, voicemails, proof of every betrayal she had once chosen to forgive. Every flirty text to assistants. Every boy's trip with women's names saved under Mike or Alex. Jackie had ignored the signs before, but now, she was ready to weaponize them. When she walked back into the studio, she wasn't Jackie the wife. She was Jackie the warrior. The producers, stunned but eager for viral gold, kept the cameras rolling. She stared directly into the lens. "You want exclusive? Here it is. I gave Doug Christie 20 years. I built him, I defended him, and what do I get? He marries a woman who couldn't even keep her own man on Basketball Wives." A pause. Sharp. Then another shot fired. "Malaysia Pargo, I hope your vows were cute. Because they won't hold up in court." The internet imploded. TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, every platform lit up with fury and support. Hashtags exploded. #Justice for Jackie. #Doug you trash. #Malaysia, HOMEWRECKER. Then came more fuel for the fire. Leaked wedding photos from Vegas. Doug relaxed, Malaysia radiant. Jackie, nowhere. And then, the final straw, behind-the-scenes footage of Doug and Malaysia giggling as they planned the whole ceremony. Malaysia whispered, "Jackie's too emotional. She ruined this. Too emotional." Jackie saw red. She stormed into a second taping. This time, not as a guest but as the headline. She unleashed everything. Every scandal, every betrayal. "While I was planning our anniversary, he was shopping for rings. While I defended him, he was mocking me. You think this is a marriage? No. This is the first betrayal made legal. The finale." Jackie announced she wasn't just filing for divorce, she was seeking annulment. Because, in her eyes, that Vegas wedding wasn't a new beginning. It was the end of a long, cruel lie. And now, she would face them Doug and Malaysian court, in front of the world, under the same spotlight that once exposed her. What began as a live interview was now a full-blown public trial, and Jackie, she wasn't just ready. She was leading the charge. Doug woke up to a nightmare, his bank accounts frozen, his phone buzzing non-stop, and his carefully built world on the verge of collapse. Meanwhile, Malaysia posted a cryptic reel, draped in a white bathrobe, spinning in slow motion. The caption read, "When your piece is finally legal. #wife status." The internet caught fire. What had started as celebrity gossip became a cultural explosion. Fans dug deep, compiling receipts, revisiting old interviews, and piecing together the puzzle. One Twitter user unearthed a 2021 post from Jackie. "Doug keeps disappearing to Vegas. Says it's basketball meetings. Feels weird, but I trust him." It read less like suspicion now, and more like prophecy. Then came the bombshell. A leaked voice memo from one of Doug's former assistants. Doug's voice, raw and unguarded, said, "Jackie's become exhausting. She's more of a manager than a wife. With Malaysia, I feel seen. I feel free." The betrayal was now confirmed by his own words. Jackie responded not with tears, but through her podcast, her voice shaken but unwavering. "Exhausting. I built you. I carried you through silence, scandal, and failure. I raised your kids, defended your name, turned down work to protect your image, and you call me exhausting. Malaysia, you can have him. But trust me, you'll choke on what it cost you." The media caught wind fast. The lawsuit already had a name: the Vegas betrayal. Jackie's legal team was inundated by reporters, desperate to piece together the timeline of infidelity and lies. But before they could catch up, Jackie dropped the real nuke, a flash drive, holding it up live on camera. She said, This has producer emails, text threads between Doug and Malaysia, and videos of them laughing at how easy it was to fool me." Her eyes narrowed into the lens. "You want reality TV? Welcome to mine." And this story ends in court and blood. Backstage, chaos followed that moment. Jackie stormed off the set, heels clapping like war drums. She called Doug, no answer. Agony voicemail. She texted, "Doug, what the hell did I just watch? Answer me." Silence. Then, as if summoned by spite, Malaysia posted a boomerang of herself twirling in a white dress with the caption, "When God writes your love story. #Vegas vibes. #wife life." Jackie's scream rattled the dressing room. Her phone hit the wall, shattered, as her world crumbled in real time. But her resolve crystallized. No more silence. No more image protection. If Doug wanted to bury 20 years of love in Vegas, then Jackie was about to bury everything he built on the very platform that tried to destroy her. She dialed her lawyer with ice in her voice. "Burn the prenup. I want everything tied to my name. And I want that woman served before she lands from her honeymoon." Jackie then opened the box, the one she'd hidden away for years. Inside were photos, emails, voice memos, proof of affairs and betrayals she had forgiven or ignored for the sake of their legacy. This time, she wouldn't be quiet. This time, she was going to war. The moment Jackie returned to the studio, she wasn't the wife. She was the warrior. Standing before the camera, eyes cold but focused, she addressed the world. "You want exclusive? I'll give you exclusive. I gave Doug Christie 20 years. I was his shield, his builder, and he repays me with a woman who couldn't even hold a man on Basketball Wives. Malaysia, I hope your vows were cute. They won't hold up in court." Social media exploded. TikToks replayed Jackie's devastation. Lives went viral. Twitter trended. #justice for Jackie. #Doug you trash. Malaysia. Then came the next blow. Leaked wedding footage from the Vegas chapel. A second angle revealed a full rehearsal, a guest list, black roses, and a cake that read, "Fresh start." No lies this time. The internet collectively gasped. No lies this time. Was that a jab at Jackie? Jackie reposted the cake with a single caption, "Burn it all." And she did. She booked a primetime sit-down on the Real Truth Lounge, and this time, she came armed. Bank statements showing Doug funneling money to Malaysia. Hotel receipts. Secret flight logs. Emotional emails. And then the killing blow. A voice note from Doug. "Jackie's got a big mouth and too much pride. Malaysia, she's soft, submissive, silent. That's what I need. Jackie leaned into the mic, smiled, and said, soft, silent. Let me show you what a woman sounds like when she's about to destroy you. The aftermath was immediate and severe. VH1 paused all filming involving Doug and Malaysia. Sponsors dropped them. Doug's old NBA teammates unfollowed him. Some even publicly supported Jackie. Malaysia lost brand deals, her skincare line, her fashion collabs, even her wig, sponsorships gone, in 72 hours. Through it all, Jackie rose, bruised, yes, but never broken. She posted a final message before going dark. Doug, you played me like a fool. Malaysia, you wore my pain like a wedding dress. But me, I'll wear your betrayal like a crown. See you both in court. Then she vanished. Her silence wasn't surrender. It was strategy. She had nothing left to prove. Now, the courtroom would speak for her. If Doug and Malaysia thought the betrayal ended with vows in Vegas, they were wrong. That was just the opening act. Because Jackie isn't just fighting back, she's rewriting the entire narrative. And when the dust finally settles, only one name will remain standing. Jackie Christie.